Hey Spoonies, it's James Allen from Chronic Insights. If you're like me and you have ankylosing spondylitis, you'll find working at a desk pretty difficult. Um, Obviously, the chronic pain and fatigue makes it difficult to concentrate for extended periods of time, and just having to sit in one position at a keyboard, looking at the screen, it can uh, seize up your movement. You know, you're not moving very much for a long period of time, and we probably all know with AS that's one of the worst things, really. I mean, sometimes you do have to keep still if pain is really bad, but in general, you want to try and keep moving as much as possible, which is why working at a computer for hours is difficult. Sometimes it's just impossible. So have we got some ways to help this? Yeah, I think we do have quite a few things to talk about. This is going to be the first in a series of videos that I'm going to be doing about equipment that could hopefully help you a lot if you have AS, and you have to work at a computer. Especially with a lot of people working at home, I thought this would be a useful series of videos to do. So this one I'm going to talk about today is a standing desk. And so this is appropriate if your pain level is sort of low to medium. Obviously, if your pain level is really high, if you're on crutches, if you've got severe hip pain, severe back pain, you're probably not going to be able to actually just sit comfortably or even stand comfortably. But if you're having a reasonably good day, or a sort of medium day, then I find a standing desk can really help me carry on through a working day for a little bit longer than I perhaps otherwise would have been able to. So there's the option to make your own, which is something that I tried, and that, as you can imagine, just involves getting your screen and your keyboard or your laptop or whatever it is that you're using, and just getting some boxes and putting them on top of your desk, stacking them up, just to raise everything up so that then you can stand and work. The disadvantage I find with that is, the thing is about standing desks is that isn't maybe obvious before you actually try it, is at least to begin with, you're not going to want to stand for a long period of time, especially if you do have AS and you have hip pain and back pain. I find that what a standing desk can really do for you is just allow you to change your posture. It breaks up your day. So what I tend to do is I'll spend a little bit of time sitting, then I'll stand up and carry on working for a little bit longer. And then, my legs get tired, my hips start to ache, and then I can sit down again. And that's just gives your body a sort of a different posture to work in. And I find it's all about the movement and the change, breaking up that static posture that we all tend to sit in, rigidly staring at the screen and typing away. That's really bad for us people with ankylosing spondylitis. So it's not about standing for the whole day. It's really about being able to just stand up when you need to, occasionally, perhaps several times during the day, to break this posture. And so the improvised approach, where you're getting boxes and you're stacking them up and you're putting things on, I tend to find that didn't work very well either, because every time I wanted to change from standing to sitting or sitting to standing, I had to dismantle the whole thing and then put it back together and then dismantle it, and there'd be wires everywhere that I had to unplug things and plug them back in, and it's just a massive hassle. And what that means is that you're less likely to actually do it, because you'll be sitting there and you think, well, I could stand, but I'd have to set it all up again. I can't be bothered. Let's just, carry on working. So what's the solution to all of these issues that you can have with getting a standing desk set up? I personally have found my favourite one. It's called the Kangaroo standing desk. And I've had mine for years and years. I actually own two of them. because I like it that much. It solves the problem of it's not a whole desk. It's actually something that sits on top of a regular desk. It's basically this heavy stand that sits on the table. And when you're sitting, it's lowered and it just acts essentially like a monitor stand. And then when you want to stand up, it's got this little clamp thing that you can loosen off. It sort of unlocks it, and these pneumatic pistons are there just to help you raise it up. So you do manually raise it up yourself, but what the pneumatic pistons do is it makes it weight neutral. So it's not heavy at all. You could lift it with just one finger. You could just lift it up like this. I find it so easy to use. When I want to stand up, it's just I turn the dial, I lift it up, and then I can just carry on working. It's great. And then when I want to sit down, I just push it back down again, lock it in place, and then I can sit down. I love it. I couldn't probably work without it anymore. I don't use it every day. Some days I do just revert back to just sitting all day because it's just one of those days. Other days I'll use it a lot. I'll stand, I'll sit, I'll stand, I'll sit, and I'll change from one to the other several times throughout the day. So what else is there to say about this? There are a few options available. There's different versions. I got the one with just the single monitor, but you can get ones that allow you to have two monitors if that's your thing. You get different versions with different sizes of platform, so you got more space to put things in. So the platform that raises up with the screen is usually where you put your keyboard and your mouse. I'm happy with the smaller one. That's enough for me. But you might want to look into all the different options. The other thing that I would also recommend is make sure that you get the version which allows you to adjust the height of the monitor independently of the height of the whole platform. I find that's really useful because you do want to be able to adjust the distance between the screen and the platform, because obviously people have different heights and different dimensions. So you really actually want to get it one just right so that you can stand up straight, you can look straight at the monitor, and you can have your arms at a comfortable 90 degrees to work on your keyboard. The other thing to be aware of is it is very heavy. The reason for that is because it is this freestanding unit, which is what makes it really great, I think. It's not fixed in any way, so the stability of the whole unit comes from the base. The base is this thick, solid, heavy metal. It's extremely heavy. So if you're actually putting it together, if you're going to get it delivered and assembled, that's one thing to be aware of. You will need a friend probably just to help you do that. I mean, on a really good day, you'll be fine, but on a sort of medium or bad day, then you're definitely going to want somebody to help you with that. It comes with a support bar, which sort of is supposed to sit underneath the platform, and it just gives it an extra leg to stand on to give it stability. I've never needed to use it. I find it's stable enough as it is on its own. So another thing that I would recommend that you get with a standing desk is a mat for your feet. Because one thing that you'll notice when you start using a standing desk is that your feet and legs are going to get tired. Because if you're like me and you work at a computer in an office a lot, you're probably not used to standing for long periods of time. And what I find is that my calves and my feet just got tired very quickly. And so this one thing that somebody recommended to me that I get, and I was really glad that they did, is this. You can get these mats that are actually specifically designed to stand on, and they feel fantastic on your feet. I actually take my shoes off and actually just stand on it with socks, and it's just this soft, springy. It's luxurious. It just feels really nice on your feet. And what that allows you to do is just move your feet around on the mat a little bit. It gives you just something about it that actually makes it easier to stand for a longer period of time. So I would recommend getting one of those if you're thinking of getting a standing desk. Alternatively, another thing that I really like with my standing desk is a special type of shoe called MBT shoe. I think I'll probably do another video on that alone because I've just discovered them and I love them. They're these special shoes with this sort of curved sole, which allow you to sort of rock backwards and forwards on your feet a little bit. It's really nice, and I find that also can help with standing. So another thing that I struggled with a little bit was wires. So when you raise up the standing desk, you're gonna want to have a monitor lead that is long enough to actually allow the screen to go all the way up, and obviously keyboard and mouse. I would actually recommend getting a wireless keyboard and mouse if you don't have one, because that's two fewer wires that you've got to have to deal with when you're changing from sitting to standing. Because when you do raise it up, you've got probably about a meter of extra length that you need in your wires to actually reach your computer. So you can get these extension cables for power leads. And you can buy longer HDMI cables or whatever it is that your screen needs. And then if you've got a wireless keyboard and mouse, you're good to go. That just gives you the freedom just to move it up and down as much as you need. So that's probably about it. I would highly recommend looking into standing desks, and the Kangaroo is my favourite one that I've found. I've not found anything sort of like that anywhere else, and I really like it. So have a look in for the link to the product. If you do find one at the bottom of the video, that will be an affiliate link. I'll get a small commission on any purchases that you make through that. It just helps support what I'm doing. They haven't paid me in any way to make this video. They haven't given me any products or anything like that. I'm literally just telling you about it because I personally love them and I've used them for years. That's about it for the review. You can find my symptom diary app. It's currently in beta as I'm making this video. It's called Chronic Insights. It's on the Play Store. And also available for test flight. You can see details of that on my website, chronicinsights.com. And also find me on Instagram at Chronic Insights. And if you've enjoyed this video and you want to find more products that help people with ankylosing spondylitis, please like the video and subscribe. That lets me know that I'm making valuable content, and lets YouTube know as well. It really does help. And I'll see you next time. Okay. Bye, Spoonies. And with the lost focus there, don't know what I'm talking about. Right, what was I talking about?